Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now January 23rd of 2025, and given that Sunny Hostin said before in the past that she was not going to tune into President Donald Trump's inauguration, well, it looks like she caved and did decide to watch it, and she's having a lot of problems with a lot of things that actually happened on live television. Now, one thing about Sunny Hostin is that we know that she is by far one of the worst television hosts on live television. I'm still mind-boggled as to why ABC/Disney continues to let her say the things that she says on television and really even still has a spot as a host for The View. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So, Sunny Hostin, we know that she's been in a lot of trouble, a lot of legal issues lately, and we all know what that's about. On the side note, we know that her husband is tangled up with a lot of fraudulent aspects in his career. We'll have a lot more to talk about that in the coming days. But what's interesting here has a lot more to do with Sunny Hostin now attacking Carrie Underwood. Now, for those of you that are unaware, Carrie Underwood did indeed perform and actually, did a great job singing, by the way, at Trump's inauguration. There were some technical difficulties there, as you all saw, most likely with the music not really tuning up. And, well, Sunny Hostin had quite a number of things to actually say to attack Carrie Underwood and her attendance over at the Trump inauguration. So let's get into this, shall we? Now, what's interesting here is that we know that a lot of this bitterness coming from Sunny Hostin has a lot to do with the fact that her actual ratings situation right now has a lot to do with her behavior. Now, with the entire woke media now in panic mode after falling in financial trouble, one major development going on now involves more to do with Sunny Hostin of The View and her recent attitude toward Carrie Underwood and attacking her for singing at President Trump's inauguration. Now, Sunny delivered the following in a desperate move to criticize Carrie in a way to actually gain back some of her loyal fans that already got backfired. As a woman, I think she says, whatever our background is, that we all deserve a chance to present ourselves even when we have talent. But what I find to be the most offensive thing that happened at his inauguration, that we have someone like Carrie Underwood that was supporting Trump and agreed to perform and sing at his event. I think that speaks volumes about who she really is when choosing who to perform for. I thought it was a big mistake of her to associate with this pathological liar who has been proven to be a sexist and misogynist. How could she go through with this is beyond me, and the technical difficulties were not surprising at all. This is typical coming out of the Trump team to embarrass Carrie Underwood like that on live television, to force her into a situation of having to improvise her singing. But look, sweetie, that's what you get when you spend time with this president. They are so unorganized and make so many mistakes, and it's already damaging your career as it is, as a performer and as a singer. I wouldn't have done this. If I were her, I would have never shook Trump's hand. I mean, at least she shook Biden's hand. That was a good move, but I would have skipped Trump's handshake. Carrie really was misguided by choosing to sing at this event, and it also speaks volumes that the Trump team didn't want to pick a performer that comes from a different ethnic background, and of course, they would choose Carrie Underwood. This is because they have an obsession with abolishing DEI. It truly tells you what these people are all about. So for Carrie to associate with herself with President Trump, I really don't have any respect for her in that moment. I saw that even Ariana Grande liked a post criticizing her on social media, and I thought that too is very telling of how Carrie is now viewed from those in the music industry and from her peers. It's only going to get worse for her if she decides to continue singing in front of this man that wants to continue acting like a king and making all of these executive orders and pardons that are just utterly ridiculous. Now, guys, let me just stop here for one moment about what Sunny Hostin is going on about. Now, she continues to make a complete embarrassment out of herself. She's one to talk. She's one to say that Carrie Underwood got all embarrassed for the technical difficulties and for the music not starting up. Well, listen, I think that she did a fantastic job at the inauguration. I think that Carrie Underwood gets a 10 out of 10 out of my book. I really do believe that. I think that for the situation that she had to deal with there when the music just wasn't really working there, And this was going for a good, like, what, minute and a half almost at that point, where there was no music at all, and there was just pure silence. I think everyone really held it together very well, and Carrie just did it. She just knocked it out of the park. She started to sing, and it was grade A as far as I saw everything. So for Sunny Hostin to really criticize her and to say that she was embarrassed, I don't think Carrie Underwood was embarrassed at all. I think that she realized in the moment that, yeah, there were technical difficulties, but at the same exact time, she's a singer, she's able to sing, and she really did it very well. But Sunny Hostin, this is typical. She will use any opportunity, any kind of a mishap, to kind of make a bigger deal out of it than it really was, and to use that as a way to criticize Carrie Underwood. The fact that she also brought up Ariana Grande liking a social media post criticizing Carrie Underwood's performance at the Trump inauguration and even affiliating herself at the Trump inauguration, that goes to show you how petty Sunny Hostin really is by focusing on something so small like that. But moving onwards, alright, Sunny Hostin continues to deliver the following. So, this was unacceptable, she says, to get such a big name like Carrie Underwood to perform there, and they even messed that up. I think it's time Trump hires a new technical team to handle his events already, because this was just embarrassing and unacceptable for us watching and for Carrie Underwood, standing there looking all nervous. I was like, where the heck is the music? What on earth happened? And then she started singing with no music. It just felt odd to me. Another reason why we shouldn't tune into his events on live television anymore. They can't even prepare themselves correctly in 2025. Now, look, guys, this is exactly what I mean. ABC/Disney, they wonder why they're losing ratings on The View. They wonder why Sunny Hostin is by far one of the most disliked individuals on television, one of the most insufferable personalities out there. It's things like this. When you go to criticize Carrie Underwood, when you go to say things like, oh, of course it would be Carrie Underwood singing at Trump's inauguration and not someone from anything driven by diversity, equity, and inclusion, or the fact that she's picking on her now because there were technical difficulties and she actually had to sing with no music. These are the same exact types of people that will use any kind of opportunity to actually criticize somebody, and it's so petty, it's so very much Julia Roberts-esque petty. That's why I call her Petty Woman instead of Pretty Woman. We know at the same exact time, this is exactly why Sunny Hostin is getting very defensive and bitter lately, because she's even losing her very own fans. Even fans that were once loyal to her no longer want to tune into The View or the various podcasts that she goes on or radio shows that she tunes into to spew such nonsense. And again, we know that Sunny Hostin right now is losing it because she has no idea how to come to the terms with the facts or to cope with the fact that President Trump is President Trump, alright? It's no longer Biden, that's a done deal now, and she just has to deal with it. She has to get on with her life already and stop dragging politics into entertainment as it is. So overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about Carrie Underwood getting some criticism from those in the media. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.